When you're changing, people will get uncomfortable. The people who are stuck in these comfort and pleasure loops, they see you going to the gym, sacrificing comfort and pleasure, doing cold showers, reading, meditating, building a business. They'll see you do these things and it makes them extremely uncomfortable because it highlights their own mediocrity. They want you to stay down with them. They want you to waste your time having fun, enjoying yourself like they choose to do. And when you don't do that, when you willingly suffer and inflict hardship on yourself so you can grow and become better because you have the balls to do that, this hurts their ego. It's a direct threat against their ego. They'll tell you that you're extreme for doing these things. But mediocrity always calls intensity insane. If you're intensely pursuing greatness, they will call you crazy. While they're drinking their alcohol and destroying their health, they'll call you crazy for being sober and athletic and full of physical vitality. Oh, he has a six-pack. Oh God, that's so extreme. I saw a post on social media the other day of a guy, Fuzi, like a YouTuber from back in the day. He won his first bodybuilding competition and people are literally posting and saying, this is a mental illness. It's a mental illness for someone to be in such great shape and to be so lean. And yes, it can be, but it's also extreme dedication. And it's very hard to be so lean while also having a lot of muscle mass in order to get first place in a bodybuilding competition. And all the fat guys who are just so far away from that, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm normal. So this like extremely athletic and aesthetic physique, this is abnormal and extreme. Because me having my big old belly, my gut, this is normal. So anything better than that is extreme and abnormal. You have to be abnormal, you have to be extreme because the common person, the average person the bar is so low that if you don't seem extreme to them, then you're not doing enough. I've lived both sides of life. I've had the social life, years of parties and events and relationships. And now for the last 3 or 4 years after my divorce, I've gone into the extreme opposite, which is just focused on personal development in solitude for years. You can't balance it out and have a social life and develop yourself fully. You need to have seasons, years where you go to one extreme or the other. I've already done the extreme of social life and noise, and now I'm on the extreme of solitude and silence where I develop myself. And I'm developing myself so I can re-enter the social world and be the best leader I can be. The best leader doesn't seek approval from the herd, from the masses. He doesn't care what the crowd thinks. He thinks for himself. So you have to separate yourself from the herd in order to lead them, to shepherd them to greener pastures. All the people who see you doing better than them, sacrificing to become better, they're gonna call you arrogant. Let them. They're gonna call you a narcissist. Let them. You're building an inner citadel made of diamond that nothing can touch, nothing can penetrate. This is what Nietzsche said about Heraclitus, because Heraclitus was so different from all the people of his society, and he just renounced society because he saw them as beneath him. You should fly so high that you see all of humanity beneath you, not in like an arrogant way, but in a magnanimous way where you're overflowing with power. This is the Dionysian. This is from the Gay Science, and it's my Instagram bio. The desire for destruction, change, and becoming is the overflowing of power, pregnant with futurity the Dionysian. I love that. You need to have a desire for destruction, self-destruction, not in a degenerate way like I used to do. I used to do self-destruction by doing drugs and staying out for days, partying, going to after parties and raves and stuff. Not that kind of self-destruction. You want to destroy the weak parts of yourself. I used to eat junk food. I've destroyed that part of myself that wants junk food by learning about nutrition. I used to drink alcohol every single day. I've destroyed that part of myself. I've destroyed that man who drinks alcohol every day because I learned about alcohol and how detrimental it is. Destroy the weak parts of yourself so you can become someone better and better and better and better. I used to think it was so impressive. I was so proud of myself if I could meditate for 10 minutes every day for a week. Now I've done it for months in a row. I've ascended way above who I used to be. And that required self-destruction and detesting those parts of myself that were holding me back, that were weak. Destroy those old values that you're holding on to, the herd values. You have to destroy that so you can create new godlike values and morality. Raise yourself up to the divine. This is what Spinoza did. He wasn't trying to bring divinity down to earth with humans. He was trying to bring us up to the holy, to the divine. Spinoza's God was nature. It was the universe. And we are part of nature. So that means we are parts of God. Jesus was right when he said that he was God. He is. He was. And so are you. You are God. I am God. We're all parts of the universe. We are all divine beings. Going back to Heraclitus, he also said that war is the father of all things. And you can use this. Be at war with your weaker self. Be at constant war with yourself. Don't seek peace within yourself. Seek conflict, seek tension. This tension, this war is what brings about the destruction of the old and the creation of the new and the ascent of a higher being, a higher becoming. You become greater and greater and greater. This is from the Antichrist. Nietzsche says, what is happiness? It's the feeling of resistance being overcome, of power increasing. What is good? Anything that springs from power. What is evil? Anything that comes from weakness. So when you're constantly destroying the weak parts of yourself and getting stronger and more powerful as a person, this is happiness. You are becoming better. You are rising up, which requires destroying and killing the weak parts of you. You shouldn't love everything about yourself. You should love who you could become in the future if you kill who you are today, the weak self. And this war with yourself, it's a struggle with your vices. It's a struggle with yourself to not default to doom scrolling and seeking comfort and pleasure, but to sit in the pain, sit in the suffering. This is why meditation is so important. When you're sitting there with a straight back and trying to focus on your breath and your muscles hurt in your back to keep it straight, and you're actually suffering because you're trying to sit perfectly still and your mind wants to be stimulated. It's uncomfortable and you just push through it. You persevere. This is like mental training. You're training your focus. You're improving your mental health. This is the core of mental health, is mindfulness meditation along with gratitude journaling. But all these things, when I say pain and suffering, this is what I'm talking about. It's the pain and suffering of lifting weights. It's the pain and suffering of doing hill sprints and your lungs are burning and you can barely catch your breath. It's the pain and suffering of a cold shower, of 20 minutes in the Finnish sauna after a workout, and do it all fasted. because you're adding to the suffering if you have no calories to fuel you. The man who loves himself enough to destroy himself again and again, he will look back and realize that he didn't just build a better life. He built a higher species. And if you want to become a higher species, if you want to ascend above humanity, top link in the description and pinned comment for the Ubermensch path one-on-one coaching. Like this video, subscribe to my channel for more philosophical insights. Rise above the herd. Be different. Be better. You want self-love? Then be comfortable with the fire. Be comfortable burning yourself down so you can rise from the ashes. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.